This time of year, when I'm out on the lake in June, July, August, I like to fish brush piles or mossback fish habitat. I'm big on the habitat that holds a lot of fish. And I use a light line, I downsize my baits, a lot of 1/64 ounce stuff with trout magnets or Popeye jigs. And I just look for brush piles, or we put out a lot of brush piles, we put out mossback habitat, and that's what I concentrate on in the summer months, because the fish holds tight to the cover. Most of the water we're fishing is 20, 25 foot this time of year. Sometimes they'll back up a little shallower, and we catch them in 15 foot of water. The reason I chose this spot, we're in like 19 and a half foot of water. Brush pile comes up to like 16, and they just seem to hold, the fish seem to hold out here this time of year. And what I do is I just jig on the fish, work the brush pile, and I use, like I said, I use 1/64 ounce bait a lot. Sometimes a 1/80, most time 1/64 with a trout magnet on it. I use a slab bite, light line, 4-pound test, and it just works. It works for me. You know what I mean? So drop that bait down there. And sometimes I'll put them in the rod holders, but most of the time, if I'm just going to single pole by myself or with a friend, or I'll take the rod holders off and just use one rod. I try to stay right above them. I think the larger your brush pile, the better it is, and I think it's the mossback holds a lot of fish. A lot of times, sometimes the brush won't hold fish. So I just it's just something I guess experience sort of tells me sometimes which ones I want to use and which ones I don't, or fish. Yes, colors makes a big difference. Here lately, they've been really hitting a pink head with white and chartreuse. And that's what I've got on today. And a lot of times this time of the year, when the mayflies come out, I'll use a brown. The fish this time of year seem to hold in 20, 25 foot of water. And so I came over here to this brush pile because it's in like 20. Just wanted to check it out, and I guess I just follow the fish, try to follow the fish. With when they come off the spawn and start going to the brush, when they'll just gradually get from shallower to deeper. And sometimes we fish 30 and 35 foot of water. In the wintertime, we fish 50 a lot. What we're going to use today is 12-foot duck commanders. I'm running 4-pound gamma line. I use a number 5 split shot, anywhere from 12 to 18 inches above it. And I use a trout magnet. And the rod's 12 foot long, so if I'm lengthening my rod and say I want to fish 15 foot, it's 3 foot from here to the eye. I put out one pull, and then according to where my rod's setting, I need to add another one to get it down there where I want it. And I'll set it in the rod holder, and I'll adjust the rod holder where it's down there like that. Do the same thing on this one. I can run 8 out of the front. I usually let each customer have 2. A lot of times that's about all they can handle. It's all they want to handle. You know what I'm saying? Just watch the tips. And I've got these set up where I can adjust them. I can reach down, loosen this if I want them closer to me. I can lean it back like this, tighten it down. course, I have to reset my depth. So they're easier to reach. I've also got a 18-foot boat that if I'm just fishing 2 customers, we're all sitting down in the boat, and I just fish 2 rods apiece, and I lay them down on the boat. I don't actually have hot rod holders, but they'll be laying just like this on the deck. The boat was actually designed to side pull, and I like to single pole brush out of it, and it works real well. You know, if you're building a natural brush pile in the lake, one of my favorite things is I use hardwood limbs and then also cedar. And I put the cedar down first, and then I throw the hardwood limbs in on top of it. And that way it holds small fish, bait fish, and that type thing. And then the people, you know, the bigger fish seem to hold in the hardwood limbs better. And those brush piles seem to work better than just throwing out all cedar or all hardwood. I've tried it several different ways, and that's my favorite way. That's what seems to work for me. This boat's a lot bigger. It's 21 foot long, can carry a lot more people. So if I have a family want to come fishing, I can carry the family. You know, we may not be doing exactly the same style fishing, but I can carry them out. We can long line, we can pull crankbaits, we can push and pull jigs, or we can push crankbaits and pull crankbaits. So the more than I can carry a father or a mother and 2 children or 3 children, and they can all have a good time.